Hi everyone, welcome back to Memdogoos. There was something dangerous about to occur.
Yeah, so we had the police officer tell us his backstory, and then Hiroki came in.
And then Trevor wanted to end the episode to be a tease. Like
and if you're watching this episode, you proved my point.
Whatever. Dangerous? Yeah, just come take a look. We all gather around Kakeru as he turns his laptop towards us. Kakeru-kun, did you hack something again? Yeah, I borrow your guys' power outlet for a bit. I decided to take a look around the Connect Center's network, and I found something pretty interesting. Because, their security wouldn't have been tightened after the last time.
Yeah, and, they don't want to reveal their location by having a computer with a certain IP address. Hack into servers again. Just do it casually.
It's like Kakeru's forgotten there's more than just us here. Oh yeah, Kakeru didn't hear my earlier conversation with Ryosenji-san. Kakeru, about your little hacking project. What about it? Ryosenji-san knows about it now. Eh? Seriously? I told them everything we've done, and they said they're willing to overlook it until this case is resolved at least. Well, aren't they technically going against the rules as well?
I mean, they have to prioritize a case that's like, not necessarily, I don't know Japanese law, but not necessarily.
Awesome, then that means I've been sanctioned to just bust down the entire Connect Center security system. That's not what it means at all.
Yeah, a little over-eager there.
It's not really something to be proud of. The three police officers huddle closer after they hear that. For you to be able to break into the Connect Center's network in just a few days. They call this cracking, right? You're one hell of a cracker, Amamiya-kun. Racist.
Yeah, the joke was really easy, so I wasn't sure if to go for that low-hanging fruit or not. It means more of a potato than a low-hanging fruit.
If it wasn't for the extraneous circumstances we're all in, I'd arrest you on the spot. Well, I saw this one coming. Okay, you can scold me later. Just look at this, guys.
That's not how you say arrest.
Ignoring the criticisms of the police officers, Kakeru points to his laptop.
It turns out it's like some like just porn or something like that. It's like, look, it's like, lesbian mercy, or what is it, like Widowmaker and Tracer, whatever. I haven't played Overwatch.
I don't play Overwatch either. I don't know anything.
Well, whatever. It's the characters everyone draws lesbians together.
There's a document open on the screen right now. The document is titled, Regarding the Human Modification Project via Pause 62 Expression. Well, that doesn't sound ominous and totally not evil at all. Gee, I can't think of any other people in this game who would have anything related to human modification. Can you, Trevor?
No, I just can't. I also have short-term memory loss. That might be another factor in this.
Cool. And number 001 is written below that. Uh-oh, REINA's upset. What on earth is this? First off is this. Here, I'll read it.
本実験は R2 型ラットオメガ4を用いた 発言プログラムで得られた成果をもとに同処置を被験体 α1 に適用し
In this experiment, type R11 rats with
Omega 4.
Omega 4 had shown success in previous experiments. The same treatment was given to test subject Alpha 1 and were then observed after showing PAS 62 expression. The goal was to verify whether or not they developed the abilities. Expression. I remember hearing that word before.
I mean, I get it's also used in the scientific context, but it's also an incredibly common word.
Yeah.
PAZ62
What's PAS 62?
I know Paz is the name of a Metal Gear Solid character, but I don't think it's related.
だが何らかの実験の記録ファイルみたいなんだ。
Hell if I
この
know.
報告書には
But
まだ
this is
続きが
definitely some kind of experiment's report file, and there's more. Kakaru flips through the screens until he reaches the final page of the report.
気になるのはここだ。
This is the bad part. Kakaru points to a specific sentence on his laptop.
Look at this. It says more research needs to be done. That's always true. That is the most redundant statement you can put in your research paper. Jesus Christ, this is why the Lancet banned that sentence.
Experiment results. Test subject Alpha 1 died. Experiment halted. Was not compatible. Wasn't it a Alpha 1 a lab rat?
I thought that was the Omega 4s or the rats.
Oh.
I guess Alpha 1 was a person. Or a doggo or something.
Test subject?
おそらく人間のことだろうな。
Okay, you're right. The test subject they're referring to is most likely a human being.
I like how they only mention that at the last page.
Wait, so you're saying that a report on an experiment performed with human subjects. As the full weight of those words sink in, the room grows silent. Everyone staring intently at the report on Kakaru's laptop. Even though it's summer, it feels like there's a chill in the air.
こんなのが山ほどある。
There's a lot more, too. Kakaru puts his laptop screen to an AR display with his MRD, and projects it so we can all see. This time, it's a different report.
People were being sent through a time machine and being turned into green goo.
There's a number 37 report at the top of the report. I said report too many times there. It's probably the experiment number. Kakaru manipulates the AR display with a few hand gestures and zooms in on a specific sentence.
被験体ベータ11死亡により実験中止。発言性なし。
Experiment results. Test subject Beta 11 died. Experiment halted, was not compatible.
Okay, so I just made a Steins Gate reference, but this is the scene from Steins Gate.
Yeah, kinda is.
It is.
I feel chills run down my spine. I uncurl my hands, which had balled up into fists, and realize they're covered in sweat.
Gee, I wonder why it keeps going to reaction shots of REINA. There is no possible reason it could be doing that.
I look at REINA and see her staring at the screen with a very grave expression.
With her eyes closed.
Akane, Emma, Haruna, Ryosenji-san, Yonakura-san, they all look pretty grim. And Serrano clearly looks afraid.
こんなのもあるぜ。
There's this, too. He brings up yet another report. This time it's number 78. I guess that means it happened a while later than the earlier ones.
こいつの実験結果を見てみろ。
Look at the results of this experiment.
被験体イプシロン4生存。
Experiment results. Test subject. Is that Epsilon?
I think just wait.
I think that's what he said.
Said in the audio? Okay, right. Yeah.
I think he said Epsilon. Epsilon 4 survived.
Practice in the comments and tell us how we're idiots.
本実験をもって人における PAZ62 に能力発現性が存在することを確認。
Exhibition of supernatural abilities confirmed. This experiment confirms that in people, PAS 62 is linked to the manifestation of powers.
この結果をもってフェーズ1を終了し、速やかにフェーズ2へと移行すべきであると。
With this, Phase 1 is complete, and we recommend moving into Phase 2 immediately. Kakaru brings up another report.
本実験は PAZ62 を発現させる処置を行った被験体のうち、能力発現したものを指定ポイントにて解放。
For this experiment, of the subjects who undertook the PAS-62 expression treatment, those who exhibited an ability were released at the designated point.
解放ってどういうことだ？
Released? What does that mean?
It means they had a hook in their mouth and they were flopping around and they took the hook out of their mouth and threw them into the ocean.
続きを読むぞ。
Taking it literally, it probably means that they just left them somewhere, right? Let me keep reading.
その後、精神抑制度、破壊衝動抑制度、能力発現制御の可否を観察することを目的とする。以後、これら被験体を H1 型被験体と定義する。
The goal of this experiment was to observe the effects of the mentality control system, the destructive impulses restraint system, and the ability control system. We will refer to these test subjects as H to I type test subjects.
Okay, so they're basically trying to make sure their weapons don't turn on them, but obviously this is like fucking zombies and it
破壊
always
衝
turns
動の
on you.
抑制不可。能力発現の制御不可。
Experiment results. Test subject lost all sense of self, unable to control destructive impulses, unable to control subject special abilities, was not compatible.
上記結果より H1 型被験体 Y4 を処分。
Due to the unsatisfactory results listed above, the H to I type test subject Epsilon 42 was disposed of.
おい、ちょっと待ってくれ。この被験体って生身の人間なんだよな。それを処分っていうのは。
Wait, the test subject was a live human being, wasn't it? When they say disposed of, they don't really mean... No one volunteers an answer to my question, but I'm sure we're all imagining the same thing. The shock of it all has us all silent.
そういうことだったのか。
Ah, so that's what it was. Akane suddenly speaks up, her words laced with venom.
全部コネクトセンターを作った奴らの仕業だったんだ。
So all of this was the work of those things the Connect Center created.
これだけ人体実験を重ねて実験に使った奴らを野放しにして、そいつらが能力とやらを抑えきれずに暴走して人殺しまで始めてるのに知らん顔してたってことだ。
They did all these experiments, then they just released all the people they experimented on into the wild. They found out they couldn't control their powers and let those guys run around killing people, all while pretending like they have nothing to do with it.
昨日の夜に暴れていた人物もおそらくこの実験の一環なのでしょう。
That person we saw yesterday must be part of these experiments too.
にわかには信じがたいが、あの男の右腕の剣もこの下道な実験の産物というわけか。
It's hard to believe, but that means that man's right arm blade was also a product of these diabolical experiments.
ひどいよ。しかも処分だなんて。
That's terrible, and they dispose of their failures.
I mean, given how they act, that's not really like the worst part of it,
本
though.
当にやってるとしたら犯罪なんていうレベルじゃないよ。
If these experiments are real, then the people involved are worse than criminals. They're monsters. Gee, wonder what they're hinting at there.
Yeah, there's no one feeling guilty in this room.
This goes far beyond anything anyone ever expected. We're all still shocked silent. Ryosenji-san is the next to speak.
昨日の駅の爆発事件。上からは容疑者死亡で型がついたと言われていたが、やはりきな臭くなってきたな。
The police said that the primary suspect in yesterday's bombing incident was found dead at the scene, but I thought there was something suspicious about that. Now I know.
一度警視庁に戻って資料やら何やら洗いざらい捜査のやり直しが必要そうだな。
Looks like we need to go back to headquarters and scour every single document they've got on these cases one more time, because that won't draw attention to you.
Maybe they have like explodey chips in them or something like that. To like that's how they're disposing of them.
米倉、神崎、行くぞ。
Yonekura, Kanzaki, come on, let's go. Right. At Ryosenji-san's command, Haruna stands up. However, Yonekura-san timidly suggests something else.
でも先ほどの竜泉寺警部補の話によると、できればこっちにも警察の人間がいた方が安全だと思うんですけど。
But if there really is something suspicious going on with the police, as you suspect, Inspector, Ryusenji. Then wouldn't it be best for someone to stay behind to guard everyone?
Okay, so it's either the cutie girl to spend more time with the cutie girl, or it's the guy that's obviously going to die, so that he'll obviously die.
Yeah. That is true.
僕が残りましょうか。
Shall I stay behind?
じゃあ神崎がここに残れ。
No, Kanzaki, you stay. Hooray! We get to spend more time with the QT police officer.
Yeah.
Cutie police officer, Trevor.
Yep.
Just gonna pet the screen.
Yeah, he's petting the screen. It's his screen, so I guess I can't stop him from doing it. But, you know, just let it be noted that he's actually petting the screen. Now he's tapping my shoulder. He's still continuing with this. I mean, you can probably hear it on the mic. He
Okay, I'll
stopped.
stop hitting you now.
You're not hitting me because, I mean, you're not strong enough.
See, you heard it first, folks. I'm not abusing him.
Because he's too weak to.
No, Kanzaki, you stay. Eh?
米倉の方が現場に近いところにいたからお前が捜査担当だ。神崎にはここを任せる。
Yonekura, you were closer to the scene of the incident. I want you to be in charge of the investigation. Kanzaki, you stay here and die. You stay here and guard everyone. She's gonna do a terrible job at that.
No.
She's a Moe police officer. Haruna and Yonekura-san both nod in acknowledgement. Roger.
私も現場に行きたいような気がしますけど。
I want to help with the investigation too, but I understand that this is just as important.
なあ、後を頼んだぞ。
Yeah, I'm counting on you.
いってらっしゃい。こまめに連絡しますね。
Good luck. Make sure you keep in touch. Ryusenji-san and Yonekura-san both leave the truck, walking at a brisk pace. A gloomy atmosphere settles in among the rest of us.
JCO がこんなひどいことしている組織だったなんてな。
To think the JCO was doing these kinds of terrible things.
I mean, if I had the chance to give one of the people involved in this a piece of my mind right here and now, the horrible, terrible things I would say to that piece of shit person who should probably just kill themselves right now because nothing they can do will ever forgive them of this crime. Right, Reina?
Yeah.
こんな奴ら、私がぶっ潰してやるよ。
I'm gonna teach those bastards a lesson.
Assuming it's not a school night.
根こそぎ破壊してしまうことが必要
We'll
です。
crush every last one of them. In order to distract myself from the oppressing atmosphere, I keep reading through the reports.
Because that'll help avoid oppressing thoughts.
Huh? I stop at a particular passage in a report. My eyes just happen to spot it. The moment I understand what it means, a sharp pain runs through my head. Why?
PAZ 分析研究員折笠レイナ
Pause analysis researcher. Orikasa REINA.
Actually, they'd probably abbreviate, like, her first name. So it'd be like a Orikasa R. And they'd be like, who could this be? Because it's an anime and everyone's stupid.
It feels like I was just doused with a bucket of ice water. Why is REINA's name here?
I don't know. Why is a smart person who does research into biomedical technology on a biomedical technology research paper? No one will ever know.
Eh? Orikasa REINA? I come back to my senses, and confused, I look at REINA. She's just staring at the ground silently.
I mean, there's a lot of short blue-haired girls named Orikasa REINA who happen to work for biomedical technology companies, and not just because I'm cloned, goddammit.
REINA, just what? Why is your name written down here? My head begins to fill with doubts as my mouth refuses to work the way I want it to. But this would explain a lot of things. Back when she first saved me, REINA's timing was too perfect. Was REINA working with JCO all along and only pretending to help us get away so she could monitor us? But then why does she look so sad sometimes? Why did she save my life? No, wait. Could that also be part of some experiment? An experiment to see how well a person who received a fatal wound could recover with that microchip? But then she'd need to give someone a fatal injury in the first place. And besides, am I even the best test subject for this if it really is an experiment? If so, did she plan for that guy to nearly kill me and then implant that microchip in me? And does that mean she ran towards the alley on purpose back then? And does that mean I'm going to keep asking questions that will be pointless and are pretty much just filling the frickin' slots here?
Will my questions build up more tension if I keep asking them endlessly?
So does that mean that man retreated because the experiment was successful and let Reina go so she could continue observing us?
You know, I bet he's just standing there for like 3 fucking minutes straight, just thinking all these questions to himself while Reina's just like...
If that's true, then a lot of things start falling into place. All sorts of speculation and theories whirl around in my head. They combine with the memories of the incident, growing into a whirlpool of thoughts. Reina's not moving a muscle, not even twitching, just sitting there silently. What is she thinking right now? Now that she's been discovered, how can she safely run away? Or maybe she's chuckling to herself because she plans to kill us all. Was that time she spent helping me look for clues to Serrano's memory all in Act 2? I decide to ask her. You were with them all along. Akane asks first. Her voice is filled with more anger than I've ever heard.
It couldn't just be that she's a cute girl and therefore she's good because she's cute and people want to have sex with her, so it wouldn't work if she's evil, so she actually betrayed the company and now she's on the run and actually part of you, but you won't trust her, leading to a dramatic misunderstanding that'll eventually be cleared at some point in the future.
Reina still stays silent, so Akane clicks her tongue and grabs Reina by the collar.
So I guess she's standing on a stool. I guess like Emma's like, you know, just like doing that thing where, you know, you lie down on all fours just so she's standing up.
I thought you were awfully knowledgeable about chips and stuff, so this was why. You pretended to be our comrade. You tricked us. What comrade? Like, we've all known each other for like a night.
But this is anime, so when anything bad happens together, you're all part of the team and you're comrades now.
I hate underhanded cowards like you the most. That's not true. I had nothing to do with that experiment. Shut up. I'm telling the truth. As if a dam has burst, Reina's words start flowing out all at once. I only found out my name was being used in this project just recently.
If only there was some way someone's memory could be manipulated so that they wouldn't remember the things they did. If only, but this setting doesn't accommodate for that, so I mean, that's just a stupid, dumb theory, you know, like one of those, it was all a dream!
So what? That doesn't change the fact that the technology you developed was built on the corpses of others.
I hate to break it to you, Akane, but that's true of a lot of things.
Damn it, bring them back. Bring back everyone who died because of you. Akane, let go. Akane starts putting more force into her grip as she stares at Reina with a mixture of hatred and sadness. She's slowly strangling Reina. Let Reina-chan go! Akane, calm down. Let Reina go. I felt frozen in place this whole time, but now I'm finally able to move.
By the way, can we call this episode Reina Did Nothing Wrong?
Sure. Yeah. Pat on the head for that little clever knowledge?
Yeah. Because she did nothing wrong. Okay, you can stop patting on the head, you know, like...
Trevor's assaulting me, you heard that slap.
He's insisting on trying to pat me on the head. You already had 3 distinct patting times, then tried to go for a 4th and 5th. It's just, you can't. It's okay. Too much head patting at once.
After a great deal of tugging, I'm finally able to pull Akane off Reina. Both of them unceremoniously fall to the ground. Reina. Akane. Reina takes in Akane's enraged glare and blinks, as if to dispel her anger. As I said before, I had nothing to do with it, but... In truth, the research I did during college and JCO's experiments aren't completely unrelated. I did deceive all of you. I'm sorry.
Well, only because they couldn't understand foreshadowing when it was obviously thrown in front of them.
今そんなことを言ってる場合じゃないだろ
Don't apologize, just tell me what's going on.
レーナは昨日俺を助けてくれたじゃないかあいつらとは違う
You saved my life yesterday, Reina. You're not like them. Reina doesn't say anything. So then, did she really just save me so she could observe me? Akane glares at me coldly for a minute before asking Reina.
そもそも大学がどうとか言ってるけど信じられねえな。ずっと JCO の手先だったんじゃねえのか。
You keep talking about college and stuff, but I don't believe you. What's to say you weren't JCO's underling all along?
おい、茜。さすがにそれは言い過ぎじゃ。
Hey, Akane, that's going too far.
ここに名前があるのがその証拠だろ。
Isn't the fact that your name's right here proof? Akane furiously points at the name shown on the AR display.
And if we had the 3D VR headset, like the finger would be pointing closer to us?
Prove it. Prove that you're not with JCO right now. No one can refute Akane's words. From the evidence we've seen so far, the possibility that Reina is a member of the JCO's dark side is very likely. Reina silently hangs her head for a while before finally looking up.
これからある場所に向かってほしい。
There's a certain place I want you all to see.
ある場所
Where?
東京総合研究大学院大学。そこの記念館に行けば、私がどんな研究室で
Tokyo University's Graduate Research Institute. If we go to the memorial hall there, I can prove to you the research I did, Akane.
But first I want to stop off at Corpse Disposal Grotto for a completely unrelated reason.
Akane glares daggers at Reina.
その言葉本当だろうな。
Are you telling the truth?
ええ、誓うわ。
Yes, I swear. Like that little pouty face you make there.
Yeah, of course you would.
Akane sulkingly signals Emma to start the truck.
わかりました。
Understood. Even after the truck starts moving, the gloomy atmosphere remains. I wonder what Emma in the driver's seat and Akane in the passenger seat are thinking right now. Also, I just realized Kakeru and Kanzaki just kind of didn't say anything that whole scene.
He was too busy hacking.
Like, and I know Kakeru was in the room. Like, he even said, all he said was like, wait, Orikasa Reina? Like, so,
Yeah.
like, so they just had no reaction to that at all?
Yeah. That's one of the things with visual novels where, like, you don't have to show all the characters on screen at once, so you can lose track of who's on there.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure somebody would have could at least have read it over. And
Do you think anyone read this over?
okay, that's fair. I wonder what Emma in the driver's seat and Akane in the passenger seat are thinking right now. Haruna keeps glancing at us worriedly from time to time, while Kakeru is completely unconcerned, typing away at his keyboard again. Even though it's not her problem, Serrano still looks depressed. I really don't want to see another one of those fights again, so I turn off my MRD for now. I sneak a peek at Reina, who's sitting next to me, and see that she's biting her lip, thinking about something. Reina's a member of the JCO. I still find that hard to believe. But thinking back to the time I first met Reina, she did seem awfully knowledgeable about the Connect Center and its layout. Moreover, she knew so much about memories, and had a prototype microchip. It's hard to believe, but part of me thinks it makes sense. Reina suddenly looks up at me.
不安にさせてごめんなさい。
Sorry for worrying you.
ひろきにもみんなにもちゃんと話しておくべきだったわね。
I should have told you, and everyone the truth from the start.
Yeah, because when you're running away from bad guys, there's a lot of time to say, by the way, I'm working for the JCO, but I'm going rogue, so just know I have some crazy prototype microchip I'll inject into you later.
I don't know how to reply. Silence envelops the truck once more. Well...
そうだ、放送配信放送でも見よっか。
Oh yeah, news. Let's watch the news. Oh, what could possibly go wrong with that idea?
Said Haruna as she rematerialized into the scene to contribute dialogue.
Trying to dispel the gloomy atmosphere, Haruna brings up an AR display. Then...
楠原容疑者とリカサ容疑者は昨夜起こった府中駅爆発事件にも関与しているのではないかと見られています。
There's currently a possibility that suspects Orikasa and Kusahara were involved in last night's explosion at Fuchu Station. That's great. Now we're not only accused of breaking into the Connect Center, but also of blowing up the station. It just keeps getting worse and worse. They're just making everything our fault now. Kakaru must have been too focused on his hacking to pay attention to the news last time, because his eyes go completely round at the sound of that. Eh? Hiroki, you and Reina-chan are suspects? Why? I forgot that he was completely out of the loop. I'll just change the channel. Haruna quickly changes the channel to something else. No, I think at this point we should probably listen a bit more, but I do a double take when I see what's on the news channel. Kuroda's standing on the screen. Oh, like you'd remember him. We barely do.
I don't remember him at all. I can understand what his role is because he's a fucking old guy talking in front of a TV. He's presumably important, but I mean, I wouldn't remember him.
The Connect Center entrance is in the background. In the top right part of the screen is a small prompt saying live broadcast.
こうした犯罪が起こってしまった以上、記憶データの管理体制にも問題があったと認めざるを得ません。
In light of these recent crimes, we have been forced to accept that our current memory data management system has its flaws.
この件につきましては、心配をおかけした皆さんに深くお詫び申し上げたい。
We would like to deeply apologize to everyone for all the worry we have caused.
If only we spent less time making our building shaped like a penis and more making it secure.
Kuroda's bowing to the screen, surrounded by a sea of press. When he raises his head up, there's a powerful gleam in his eyes.
しかしながら、私はこのような事態を招いた人間に一言物申したい。
However, I also have some words for the criminal who caused this incident.
楠原弘樹君、君にだ。
Kusahara Hiroki-kun, this is what I have to say to you. Kuroda calls my name. It's as if Kuroda is glaring directly at me through the screen. A strange sense of disgust washes over me as I feel my heartbeat speed up.
君のしていることは、個人や遺族を愚弄する浅ましい行為だ。
What you have done is absolutely disgusting. It is a mockery and an outrage to all of those who have recently lost their loved ones.
Also, I like how he's saying this to a suspect because, you know, that wouldn't get your ass sued in court, you know, for saying something they're guilty of something before it's confirmed as a fact, you know?
Yeah. Yippee. It's funny because, yeah, we actually didn't do that.
Yeah.
Kuroda speaks empathetically.
私は君を絶対に許さない。
I will never forgive you.
どこにいようとも必ず見つけてみせる。
No matter where you hide, I will find you. Mark my words.
And hopefully you're watching this on live TV so that you'll actually get this message instead of just random people watching it.
Despite being spoken through the TV, his words cause everyone present to tense up. For a few seconds, no one says anything. I felt a strong animosity not just from Kuroda, but from everyone else on TV as well. It finally hits me that I'm being chased by the cops. Okay, let's get a time count. How many fucking episodes does this take?
Too many.
Yeah.
More than one really is the issue.
And I'm suddenly very frightened. Even though I knew that's what Kuroda was aiming for, I still couldn't dispel that fear. Kakaru and Haruna are at a loss for words, too. Afterwards, the press asks a few more what is that word?
Innocuous.
Innocuous questions.
Mr. Kuroda, what color are your panties?
Kuroda answers them apathetically, and then the screen fades back to the newscaster room. The newscaster makes a few more remarks about the incident, and the screen changes again.
あなたとあなたの大切な人とをつなぐコネクトセンター。これからも皆様のすぐそばに。
The Connect Center, where we connect you with those important to you, will always be by your side, except those times where you can't look at their memories because we're secretly experimenting on them.
We'll always be by your side for the next 7 weeks-ish or so.
Yeah. As long as you show up within, what was the days again?
Like 49 days or
49
days or whatever.
You show up on day 50, so help you God, well, that sucks to be you.
I'm sorry. We gave you 49 days to get the fuck over your loved one.
But I'm not a Buddhist. Well, that sucks to be you then, doesn't it?
Well, you'll just have to accept this convenient metaphor for Buddhism, okay? I don't give a shit about what you believe.
Well,
we're incompetent bureaucrats.
You're gonna have to become one with everything, and guess what's part of everything? The right to see your fucking loved ones. Bam. And demonetized.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Hashtag topical YouTube humor.
Working day and night, researching ways to make humanity happier. Haha, it's funny because they're actually horrible people. It's a commercial for the Connect Center.
Well, to be fair, if you were, like, really depressed and then they killed you, you would be technically happier.
Do you really... Wait a second. Why would they need a commercial for the Connect Center? It's like having a commercial for a hospital. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know about that thing. It's useful, and I need to use it. It's like, what do I need to pay to get in? Do you pay for some advertising space between some anime?
Yeah, like, I mean, because from what I understand, this is like a state-run thing. Like, It's not like I get it's like, oh, like, drink whatever, or like it's a brand. Like, okay, yeah, you choose to buy it, but this is like, no, this is where your memories go when you die. Like, you pay your taxes, you're buying the service.
Yeah.
Like, I get you're in bad PR now, but advertising that you exist isn't going to make people like, well, they bought an ad on a news station, so I guess they're all okay. Like, imagine the government did that. Government, we exist. Man, I am so satisfied with this administration right now.
The commercial is obviously propaganda, and after knowing what I do now, it looks disgusting. So they just made that commercial literally just for this moment?
Like, who would approve that funding? I guess the same person that approved the fucking deleting after 49 days because of Buddhism thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Connect Center is where they send all the people they don't like in government but couldn't fire for whatever reason.
What's REINA thinking as she silently watches that commercial? Did REINA really not know about those experiments? Was it really just a coincidence that she saved me at the Connect Center that night? I find myself questioning everything again before long. Damn it. Can I trust REINA? Ooh. I'm getting a call. Suddenly my MRD rings, informing me of an incoming call. Everyone in the truck becomes nervous. Who is it? When I look at who the caller is, I'm instantly relieved. It's just you, Aoi-san. Aoi-san? Who's that? Serrano's older sister.
Oh yeah, her.
Oh, it's just Aoi-san. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief and I answer the call. Aoi-san. Hiroki, where are you? Are you safe? Aoi-san sounds pretty worried. She probably got scared when she saw the news about us being wanted criminals and called me. They're saying you're a criminal on TV, so I was worried you might have... Don't worry about me. I'm fine. They said on the news that you broke into the Connect Center and blew up Fuchu Station.
I only did 1/2 of those things.
Yeah, it's all lies though. Of course, I knew it. Thank goodness. I hear Aoi-san breathe a sigh of relief on the other side. I feel bad that I made her worry like this. What about REINA-san? She's with me. Are you two somewhere safe right now? Yeah, I'm together with a few other people I know I can trust.
And a backstabber.
I see, thank God. It'd probably be best if you don't go out too much for a while. That was the plan. If anything happens, I'll come help you anytime, so please call me. Thank you. And sorry.
どうして謝るの？
Why are you apologizing?
葵さんに心配ばっかりかけてますよね。
All I ever do is make you worry.
そんなことは気にしなくていいから。くれぐれも気をつけてね。
Don't worry about it. Just make sure you stay safe, okay?
That's some meta worrying.
じゃあまた連絡します。
I will. I'll call you again later. After I hang up, Haruna cheerfully says,
空野さんのお姉さんっていい人なんだね。
Serrano-san's older sister seems like a nice person.
そうなんだよ。昔からクッキーとか作ってくれたり、宿題教えてくれたり、めっ
Yep.
ちゃ世話になってるんだ。
She'd always bake us cookies or help us with our homework when we came over.
And the cookies had just enough poison to slowly build up in your body, bit
And
by
then,
bit.
and then she'd pat her heads and call us big boys.
Christian, hold up on the fetish stuff here. We're already getting demonetized.
No.
He's trying to put pressure on my wrist, but he's a little bitch, so he can't do it. Like, look, I know exactly what you're trying to do. All you have to do is push my wrist back, because you don't have the force on it to do anything.
It's gonna hit you.
Okay, like, yeah. I'll probably edit that part out.
Why?
Because it shows how ineffectual you are at trying to abuse people.
I'm hitting you, and I don't like you anymore.
Okay, well, we'll be together in future Memdog episodes, so you know, regardless of what he says.
Ah.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
空野にも話をつなげばよかったと思って。
I should have put Serrano on the
そのきっと
phone.
話したいだろう
I'm sure Aoi-san would have wanted to talk to her. Yeah, but I think we've spent enough time explaining everything to other people.
Like, okay, sure she'd like to talk to her sister, but oh, by the way, I stole your sister's data. Here's her dead hologram. Oh yeah, I'm sure she'd love to hear that at such a calm time.
It's like, you mean you didn't break into the Connect Center? Yeah, but we have your sister's memory data right here, you know.
Yeah. It's like, look, we didn't physically break in, we just stole the data. I mean, that's completely different.
I'm sure Aoi-san would have wanted to talk to her.
でもさ、あんまり俺たちの悪事を大っぴらにするのも
I'm
どうか
not
と
sure
思う
it's a good idea to be advertising what we've done here.
自分で悪事って言うな
I
よ。
don't want to hear that from you of all people. Well, Kakaru does have a point. It'd be a hassle explaining how we even made it possible for Serrano to talk to her. It'd be a hassle to explain it at all, because Kakaru just sort of whipped it up in an hour.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of just whipped up, like, you know, the phone, like, micro Serrano display.
Yeah.
Besides, it might just confuse her more to suddenly have Serrano talking to her.
後で時間ができたら
Might. Absolutely
また
would.
連絡してみるか。
Maybe when we have some time, I'll try calling her again. Suddenly, the AR display shifts to the view from the windshield of the truck.
レイナ、ここか。
Hey, Reina, this is the place, right? In front of us is a collection of whitish buildings situated by a large gate.
ええ、ここよ。
Yes, this is it. Akane parks the truck a short ways away from the university, and we all walk to Reina's old college. Past the gates, we see a number of school buildings. The buildings all have polished, refined look that fits the cutting-edge research being conducted within them. It's a huge step up from our school, whose buildings are so old you can see the plumbing through the crumbling walls. I guess it makes sense for a university that's on the forefront of scientific research to have better buildings, though.
ここの
Yeah, that
記憶情報
school
解析
is
研究
like a
室と
really
いうところに
serious
いたの
issue if it's experiencing that. Like, it's probably not
Yeah.
safe to be in at that point.
I worked at the memory analysis lab here. Seeing a familiar building, Reina perks up a bit.
I mean, do they also build it next to like a propane factory or something?
A look of nostalgia appears on her face.
Flanked by shark-infested waters?
誠先生と一緒に研究に熱中して
I was so focused on my research with Makoto Sensei back then. Those were good times.
誠先生。
Makoto Sensei?
It's a neutral name, so okay, I was gonna say, guys, I was gonna say it could be a cutie or a guy, you know?
Toya Makoto Sensei. He was a professor who worked on memory analysis research. He's probably evil.
東谷誠ってあの東谷誠か？
Wait, by Toya Makoto, you mean that Toya Makoto?
No, the other Toya Makoto, it's a different one.
Kakaru suddenly looks up in surprise.
お前その教授のことを知ってる？
Kakaru, you know that professor?
いや知ってるも何も東谷誠といえば今の E メモリーやら MRD やらの基盤技術を作った研究者だろ。
Know him? Who doesn't know him? Toya Makoto is the man who developed the very foundations of e-memory and the MRDs we all use today.
そうなのか
Yeah, really?
マジだっていうかお前も講義で習っただろうが
You bet. Besides, we learned this in a lecture before. Were you not paying attention?
そうだったっけ
Oh, we did. Now that I think about it, the name does sound familiar. Akane and Haruna, who have been walking ahead, turned back to us with an exasperated looks on their faces.
おい、何をごちゃごちゃ言ってるんだ。
Hey, what are you guys mumbling about back there?
レイナさんもう行っちゃったよ。
Reina-san already went on ahead. Looks like Reina has kept on walking while Kakeru and I have been talking.
That's
Emma.
the appropriate response.
Emma, who had been walking behind us, comes up to us and slaps us on our backs.
ぐずぐずしている時間はないですよ。
Come on, hurry it up, you two.
あ
Yeah. We quicken our pace to catch up with Reina. It seems that the memorial hall was on the other side of the lobby. To avoid running into people, we don't straight go through the lobby, but instead go around the right side of the building.
止まって。
Stop. Reina, who had been walking in the front, suddenly turns around and walks back to me.
向こうから人が歩いてくる。ひろきと私は顔を見られない方がいいわ。
There are people coming from the other side. Hiroki and I can't let our faces be seen.
Is she gonna do that, like, kiss thing so that their faces are covered or something?
I can make out a couple of guys that look like grad students making their way towards... Okay, they wouldn't do that. That'd just draw more attention to them.
Yeah, depends. You might, like, not want to look at you while you're kissing. You know?
I look down at the ground, hiding my face from view. Everyone else surrounds us, hiding us from view, and then begin talking.
でさあの遺伝子工学のレポートはもう書いたのかよ
So have you finished your genetic engineering report already?
ああ、あれな。ママの出来じゃね。
Oh, that one. Yeah, it's mostly done. Yeah, I like how they're trying to keep a low profile when they got two magical girls with them.
Yeah, it's, you know, I believe a lot of...
And
like,
a police officer.
high school student. Yeah, but I believe a lot of 12-year-olds dressed like fucking wizards, you know, do genetic engineering papers because universities let you dress like a wizard.
Just a
and be
little,
12
just
years
a little
old.
more progress, and I'll find the magical girl gene
Yeah.
and inject it into everyone.
Yeah. Except guys, I guess, because they can't be magical girls.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, I know. It's 2017 and still these fucking attitudes in society, you know?
茜に不可能という文字はありません。
Is there anything you can't do well, Akane? Don't use names.
次のゼミまでまだ時間あるからお茶しよっか。
Yeah, I can't believe you finished already. Anyway, we've got some time until our next class, so how about we stop for some tea? I doubt most of our party even knows what college is like, but they somehow managed to have a college-esque conversation.
I mean, the same way, like, Oblivion characters have conversations.
It would have been more believable if they started talking about how oppressed they are.
Have you heard of the High Elves?
Yes.
High Elves? That's not the correct term, shitlord.
Thanks to that, no one gives us any suspicious glances as they pass by. Yeah, right. No, you got two magical girls with you.
Yeah, but I guess one guy was probably glancing. It's like, dude, she's like 12. Stop it, seriously.
All right, coast clear.
I swear I was looking at the blue-haired girl. Oh yeah, fucking sure you were.
Let's hurry. The memorial hall has the look of an old-fashioned Western mansion. But this does not look like a Western mansion at all.
Like maybe like a prison that used to be an old Western mansion?
But the building itself is brand new. We walk through the medieval-looking sliding doors, and the first thing we see are a number of items lined up for display. To the right is a section with a huge AR display showing different videos. Further in is another corner of some kind. Slivers of light pour down from the skylights, dimly illuminating the room. There's no one in sight, probably because it's a weekday afternoon.
こっちに来て。
Over here. We follow Reina to the corner with the AR display. It's showing a list of distinguished people who pioneered groundbreaking research and information on them in the labs they worked in. It looks like there's a whole section of the display dedicated to Professor Toya Makoto. It's clear that Toya Makoto is a very influential person.
これが誠先生よ。
This is Makoto Sensei. I look at the picture Reina's pointing to and see a gently smiling middle-aged man. Next to him is a girl with a stern expression and a few other research students.
I wonder who that girl could be.
誠先生の隣にいるのが
That's me standing next to Makoto Sensei.
You can tell because I'm not showing any emotions on my face. And I'm like 12.
Though she looks a lot younger in the picture, it's unmistakably Reina. Akane looks at the picture sulkily.
確かにお前の顔みたいだし、偽造もでき
It does look like you, and it doesn't seem fake, but I'm not fully convinced.
Like,
私はここで誠先生の研究を手伝っていた。
I help Makoto Sensei with his research here.
but I was gonna say, like, Akane is the kind of person where you do rock, paper, scissors with them, then they're like, best 2 to 3. Then, you know, you win again, like, best 3 to 5. Like, just accept when you fucking lost, okay?
Reina walks over to a portion of the display that documents the foundings of the Memory Analysis Lab.
脳内の膨大な情報をどういう手法で保存するのか。実験に実験を重ねてデータを一つ一つ積み重ね
I spent every day experimenting with Makoto Sensei, collecting data and trying to find a way to store the vast amount of information that comprises the human memory as data. Wait a second. Didn't they say, like, this technology for human memory was, like, at least, like, a decade or so old?
It probably says it in the, what is it, like, tips or something? Where it has, like, a list of stuff.
E-memory.
Yeah, e-memory.
Where's the 2028? Today is 2030. Let's see.
Okay, but that was when the... That
Act was passed. Let's
yeah,
see.
so it's at least 2 years old, but it seems like it's older. But
So
we have
she
to
would
check
have been,
earlier.
like, what, 14 or 15 or even 13 when she was doing this?
Like when when people started doing illegal stuff with it, she was 14 or 15 because she's 17.
Yeah, so
And-
it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so like she was even younger than that. Yeah, so it's like,
Super smart lolly?
well, I mean, it'd be like, okay, Reina, you've woken up for your nap time. Now help me with this research paper.
毎日毎日ディスプレイやホワイトボードと向き合って
We spent hours arguing on the whiteboard, exchanging opinions and ideas. Makoto Sensei, maybe we should try this. No, you get back in the corner, and no cookies for you because you disagreed with me. Yeah.
とてもスリリングな研究だったわ。
It was really exciting.
レーナが何歳の時の話
Okay, good. They're actually answering.
How old
that.
were you back then?
12歳の頃からで2年間ね。
I came here when I was 12 and spent 2 years at this university. Wow. Went even younger than I thought.
Yeah.
Reina smiles wistfully for a moment before returning to her usual stern expression.
ここにいた頃はただ E メモリーの仕組みをものにすることに夢中だった。
My time here was spent wholeheartedly devoted to making e-memory a reality.
脳全体の情報量はとても大きいから、それを記憶媒体に保存するとき、どう符号化すれば圧縮率が高くなるのか。
The amount of information stored in a human brain is immense, so we had to find a way to compress all that data well enough that it would fit on an electric medium. It took Makoto Sensei and me ages to finally develop the algorithm that lets us do it. Algorithm, the process by which to solve a specific problem.
Or create more if you're YouTube.
Oh, yeah, look what you did there. Yeah, get another pat on the head for that one.
Okay, at this point, the viewers are going to realize that you just want any excuse to pat me on the head. Now you have some.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. On Twitter, send them like head patting images.
Yeah, okay. The process by which to solve a specific problem primarily is to refer to certain steps used to perform specific actions within computer programs. You could also consider it implementing an algorithm when someone follows a specific set of procedures they had to memorize to perform a certain action. Okay.
じゃあ今の E メモリー技術の基盤は
So the current e-memory was all developed by you and Professor Toya. Okay, now I'm calling some bullshit here. Now, do you really think that, like, if this super e-memory technology was so widely available and recognized and known, you think the media wouldn't have been like, and it was created by a 12-year-old girl?
Like, it would at least be a footnote somewheres in that.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is like a public display of it too, so it's not like she was just hidden out like, the media won't take us seriously if they know a 12-year-old
Like, they
girl
would have
built
made
it.
her, like, the mascot of this.
Yeah.
And instead, she's the mascot of, you know, the Umbrella Corporation experiments.
Yeah.
そうとも言えなくもない。
You could say that.
ほとんどの致命的な問題は誠先生が解いちゃったから。
Makoto Sensei was the one who solved all the really difficult problems, though.
Well, hopefully, because he was up against a 12-year-old.
誠先生は3年前に病気で亡くなってしまった。
However, Makoto Sensei passed away 3 years ago due to illness. What that?
Which lines up with when she left the university.
Okay. So he died as soon as he finished it.
Well, she said she started at 12, spent 2 years in, so she was 14, and she's 17
Okay.
now, so 3 years ago.
その時に言われたの。
On his deathbed, he told me, Reina turns away from us.
私がいなくなった後はこの研究を正しい目的のために。
I want you to use this research for the right reasons. I want you to use to save people. I think they've forgotten it there.
レーナは教授から信頼されてたんだな。
The professor must have trusted you a lot, Reina.
And he added the other part. If you ever betray this, I'll haunt you forever, you piece of shit.
I'd be happy if that's really true.
でも先生は
But, Sensei... Reina trails off and just silently stares at the picture of Professor Toya.
レーナ、
Reina.
JCO とのつながりができたのは。
So did you go to JCO after Professor Toya died?
そうね。
Yes. Reina turns back to us and nods sharply, cutting short her reminiscing.
誠先生が亡くなってすぐ JCO の研究グループに声をかけられた。
Right after Makoto Sensei died, researchers from JCO reached out to me.
この研究を生かして国民のための機関を作りたいって言われたの。
They asked me, don't you want to use your research to help people around the world?
I mean, super soldiers help people. Haven't you played Halo before?
それで JCO の研究セクションに通う
It was at that point that I became a researcher for JCO.
今そこはコネクトセンターの一部になってる。
Their laboratory is now part of the giant building that makes up the Connect Center.
疑いを持つことはなかったのか。
And you had no idea what they were really doing with your research at that time.
研究内容は当初 E メモリーの仕組みを汎用化させることだった。
My first project for them was to make a more practical use for e-memory.
亡くなってしまった人と会話ができるようになるコネクトというアイディアは面白いと思った。
Back then, I thought the idea of using e-memory to let people converse with their dead loved ones, creating the system they now call Connect, was a wonderful idea.
Was it your idea for the 49 days?
それに JCO は独立行政法人だったというのもあって特に怪しいとは思わなか
Back
った。
then, I didn't think it was suspicious that it was its own independent agency either.
今思えば浅はかだったわね。
Thinking back on it now, I was a fool. So I like how... So in this time frame, the JCO had to have been formed and organized with within at least 2 years? Or maybe even less than that.
Well, like, with...
That is suspicious as all hell.
Well, I mean, it could have been formed before that, because, like, e-memory was, like, at least 3 years old.
Maybe, true, yeah. So she's the one who invented the whole display connect thing, then. And the 49 days rule, like you said.
Well, I mean, that could have been someone inside the company, but this vision level...
I wonder if they're a Buddhist.
Rule. Yeah.
You think they might be a Buddhist, Trevor?
I think the author was just trying to be deep with it.
It's like, imagine if, like, someone, like, the person in charge of it was, like, a Scientologist or something. And, like, whenever you're connecting to your loved one, like, at 30-minute intervals, the loved one will begin to tell you about the great teachings of Scientology.
Yeah.
It's like, that wouldn't piss people off, right?
You have to measure your thetan levels before you can let in.
Yeah, that wouldn't piss people off. But no, the 49 days thing, that's totally not an intrusion.
Well, it's like the author clearly thought it was this deep metaphor. It's like, you know, like the Man of Steel movie where, like, Superman, like, does that floaty thing where he does, like, the Jesus cross, and it's like, hey, have I mentioned I'm Jesus yet? And it's like, look, it's not as deep as you think it is, so just reference a religion.
Yeah.
Something Zeus, this video is now deep. Give us a thumbs up.
Reina scornfully berates herself.
コネクトを実現するプロジェクトが一段落した後はいろいろと新しい分野に手を広げて
After getting the Connect system to a point where it could be used, I started working in other fields and eventually ended up researching medical technology.
もともと JCO には様々な研究プロジェクトがあったから 新しい分野に挑戦
The
するの
JCO
は
had multiple projects going on at the time. It was really exciting doing research in different fields, and all the other researchers looked like good people.
Though it was awfully suspicious that they blended up little kittens to drink them every day, but I just thought that was a
人を
quirk.
失いたくないと願う人たちを救う研究だと信じて取り組んできた。
Just like when I made the Connect system, I thought this research could save lives. I thought it would bring salvation to people who didn't want to see their loved ones go. Okay, so if she made the Connect system, wouldn't that have been blown up by the media? Like, what was she, like 15 at this time?
Yeah, if it was abused, she would
be worldwide famous right now. What is this crap?
And I mean, yeah, and like that's the thing. I was gonna say that earlier, but kind of like it got there. We kept kind of going on, but it's like the other guy died too, so it's not like he can do like a speaker gig and be the person who talks about it in the media. She's literally the only person left, unless some of the other researchers are like spokespeople in their place.
Yeah.
But none of them aren't old enough to drive yet, so they wouldn't be nearly as interesting.
Yeah, so, like, she should literally just be freaking super famous right now.
That's the thing.
It's
She'd be
ridiculous.
like Neil deGrasse Tyson on like steroids. Like anytime you need someone to talk about science, she'd be like, "Well, you know, just
Yeah,
do her
this
speech."
is... Yeah, so the fact that they could try and... Like, the fact that they could even attempt to pin a crime on her is kind of unfeasible, I'd say.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, David Suzuki just committed a terrorist attack. Like, oh, people just accept that at face value without any kind of criticism.
Yeah, so, once again, the story has fallen apart thanks to our nitpicking.
Yeah. Bill Nye the Science Guy just totally robbed this bank, guys. Everyone just believe us. He totally did it.
きっと誠先生も喜んでくれるだろ
I
う。
was sure Makoto Sensei would be proud of me too.
あくまで純粋な気持ちで信じてたんだな。
You really believed you were helping, huh?
ええ。先月のある日
Yes.
まではね。
Until last month, anyway. Reina's eyes are suddenly filled with sadness.
ヒロキに説明したマイクロチップ。もともとは1枚じゃなかったの。
That microchip I told you about, Hiroki, there wasn't only one.
There's 150 of them, and you have to collect them all and inject them into your body.
最初は3枚あった。けれど
There used to be 3, but I lost 2 of them.
なんだって。
What?
おいおい。もしかしてそれって。
Wait, don't tell me.
JCO の中の誰かが盗んだ。
Someone at JCO stole them? Reina nods.
重要な研究の成果物なの。
They were very valuable
も
research
ちろん
samples,
セキュ
you
リティは
know?
厳重で簡単に盗めるようなものじゃない。
Security around them was tight, so they wouldn't have been easy to steal. What do you mean? Security around them was tight. They own the building!
Yeah, it's like, this would be like you saying, like, you know, or me saying, like, oh, like, how did Christian steal his PS4? He was always in the house. He'd know someone was trying to steal it.
持ち出すことができるとしたら内部の人間にしかできないの。
The only people allowed to take him out of the labs were researchers who were deeply involved in the project. Got it, it's that guy in the lab coat and glasses we saw for like a split second in the first episode.
I don't really remember that, but whatever. Let's. Oh no, now I know
Yeah,
what
he
you're
had
talking about.
art.
No, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, when like they were in the Connect Center, and yeah,
それで
I think that was the second episode, but either way.
So then the person who stole them was...
もちろん犯人を探そうとしたけど上層部には自分たちが調査するから君は研究に
Of course I tried to find them, but my superiors told me they'd investigate the theft themselves and that I should focus on my research.
And they made me sit in the corner and didn't give me a cookie for questioning authority.
けれど彼らも結局は何も
However, they weren't able to find any leads because they were the ones who did it!
Coincidentally, everyone who tried to investigate
Like,
the case died of a heart attack.
I like
when
how
they-
she's just assuming that it's like, oh, someone stole them for their own personal gain.
Yeah,
After knowing she's worked for a corrupt organization.
yeah, it's no.
Reina sighs loudly before continuing.
最初に疑ったのは産業スパイの存在。
At first, I suspected that it must have been done by an industrial spy.
他の企業にマイクロチップの情報を渡そうとしている誰
I
か
thought he was trying to take this technology to a rival company,
だから自分でその証拠を見つけてや
so
ろ
I
うと
tried
し
to
た
find evidence to prove it.
見つけるって。
How?
他のラボメンバーが帰った後にこっそり他の人のパソコンにアクセスしてメールやレポートを盗み見してた。
After all the other research staff had gone home, I'd hack into their computers and read their emails and reports and stuff. Oh, like they'd leave that on their work computer.
Yeah, right next to their porn folder.
Yeah.
But I like how it's I like how it's a time when valuable company technology was stolen. I'm just gonna hack into your computers to prove whether you're the bad guy or not. Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll look out fine. No guys, I wasn't being the bad guy. I was trying to find the bad guy by hacking into confidential information. I have no right to access.
Oh man, you're just as bad as me, Reina-chan.
Look at that smug piece of shit. Christian, zoom in on his face.
Yeah, sure, if I remember.
I'm saying it right now. You'll remember it when you watch the video again.
Yeah. But, oh man, you're just as bad as me, Reina. He is like turned on right now. He's into the bad girls.
Yeah, it's the thing is they're not showing it in the art, but his boner is just it's in the third dimension, so you can't see it, but it's like sticking out like 2 meters right now. And they're in mass direction right now.
Yeah, you're both criminals. Technically, anyway.
I mean, if I had any desire to enforce the laws as a cop, you'd both be busted right now, but
Reina just shrugs. I knew it was a crime. But that microchip was still in development, and I was scared about what it might be used for. Then, that day finally came. That day? The day you came to the Connect Center. Shivers run down my spine. I was looking through the other researchers' computers after they'd left that day too. It was then that I found the same report that you saw, the one with my name on it. They were planning on having me head those experiments. It was then that I knew I needed to get out of there. Running away might be simple enough, but how did you get that chip out of there too? Yeah, just waltzing out the front door with it wouldn't be possible, but I found a different way to get it out. The lab where they were keeping the chip has one other way out aside from the main entrance. It's a small ventilation shaft. Of course. A grown man wouldn't be able to fit, but someone like me might be able to squeeze their way through.
And that, viewer, is why she had to be a cute young girl, okay? I wrote it into the plot, so it's okay. I can imagine her with a little measuring tape, measuring the ventilation shaft. Reina, what are you doing? Oh, nothing.
I got myself a blueprint of the building so I could carry out my plan. I mapped out where I'd come out and made sure that I could fit in the ventilation shaft. Then I made a device to hide the microchip before making my escape. Reina points to the pen thing in her pocket. Then I carried out my escape. I made it through the ventilation shaft without any problems. Things were going pretty smoothly. Then when I got to the main building, the alarm started ringing. Wait, was that us? Yep. At the time, I thought it was because I'd taken the microchip out. But then I saw some other people being chased by security and I thought, maybe these people have some classified information on JCO too, and that's why they're being chased, so I decided to help out. That was when I called you, Hiroki. I gently touched the back of my neck. And that's how come that microchip is inside me right now. Forced Pause 62 Activator Microchip. That's its formal name. Okay, now, Pause 62, I saw that name in the reports too. Now, I understand, in real life for science, when it's a bunch of numbers and letters mixed together, it's kind of okay, there's kind of a scientific reason for why they're using that. But when it's in fiction, it's just like okay, I know somebody just typed up some random numbers and tried to give them meaning first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like there's a reason fiction calls it just call it the electrolyzer chip or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like calling it Pause 62. It's like I'm well aware that somebody just made up that because
Just smash fist on keyboard.
Yeah.
PSI Activation Zone.
Ooh, so that's what it stands for. See, that makes sense. But why is the 6? Okay, if they come up with a good reason for the 62, now I have to admit that kind of got me wrong. Like literally the text before, I thought
because they were
pause.
spelling it as like P lowercase az. Like it's
I thought pause. I
capital.
thought pause was was just random. But
Yeah.
okay, you know what? Never mind.
But I mean,
They
it
got
should have
me.
been all capitalized though.
Also, PSI activation zone. So this microchip gives you psychic powers now.
Yeah.
生物に秘められた能力を発現させる遺伝子と思われる DNA 領域のことを JCO では総称してこう呼んでいた。
It's believed that all living creatures have a set of genes in their DNA that allows them to exhibit special powers. The GCO calls that portion of the DNA the PSI activation zone. Okay, so now we have
I can totally see why living creatures in a competitive environment would have the genes to use psychokinesis, but would never use it.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. You know, there's never like a deer that's getting its ass chomped on by a wolf right now that wouldn't benefit from a fucking mind-exploding power.
パズとはその略称よ。パズ62とは
Okay.
62番目に発見されたパズと思われる領域という意味。
Pause is short. It's called Pause 62 because it acts upon the 60-second area of DNA that could be called pause that we've found so far. Okay, so I guess they do have a reason, but
they totally worked on it backwards.
Yeah. What is the 60-second area of DNA? I wasn't aware DNA was divided up like that.
I guess like if you found sequences and said like, okay, this is the first area that could be a pause, and then listed it. Like I don't think it's like literally like they like unstrung a DNA and just looked through it and said, okay, area 62.
この研究はあくまで代謝活動を飛躍的に高めるパズを
My research was strictly only in using pause gene expression to increase cell division and accelerate healing. JCO also assured me that it was all they would use it for. Oh yeah. If you can't trust the companies,
Yeah.
who can you trust?
でもまさか私の研究結果を使って裏で
To think they were actually using my research behind my back to experiment on live human beings like they're lab rats.
Well, all medical technology on humans eventually has to be used on humans. I mean,
Yeah, but okay.
I get in this case the
I don't
killing
think
the
she
people.
was. I don't think she was expecting. Hey, let's make a fucking blade arm guy.
Yeah, like if they're killing them and stuff, so obviously that's different. But like, yeah, they would be.
Well, it's pretty obvious by now that they're kidnapping people for it as well.
Yeah. I don't know, you can get some pretty fucked up volunteers if you pay them enough.
Reina's voice is shaking, but Akane's is still staring at her harshly.
あくまで自分は関係なかった。
Still trying to say you had nothing to do with it?
No, she just said what she had to do with it.
Plot twist, Akane's in on it.
全くの無関係だったとは言えない。
Since it was with research I discovered, I obviously can't say I have nothing to do with it all.
She's the person that created Pause 61, injected the chip into
私は
herself.
そのことに気づけなかった。
I'm sorry, I really am, but I didn't know. I didn't realize that was what they were doing with my research. Okay, I don't think the guy who invented guns is kind of guilty of every single gunshot death.
Yeah, and one of the funny things is, from what I was told, I don't know if this is a fact, but someone was saying that gunpowder was invented. Well, it was invented in China, but specifically that the person trying to do it was a monk trying to create an elixir for immortality. Yeah, so
Oh.
they got that one wrong.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just imagining it right now. There's just two monks hanging out somewhere, and they're like, what are you trying to do there? And he's like, oh, I'm trying to make the elixir for immortality. He's like, you sure that's a good idea? And he's just like, what's the worst that could happen if I try and do it?
Yeah.
And then years later,
Yeah.
fun.
知らないで済ませられるかよ。
You think it's okay just because you didn't know? Yeah, actually it
Well,
is.
Like, I mean, intent is a pretty important part of measuring someone's, like, the ethics of someone's action. Like, even if you do something bad, we can still differentiate between you ran someone over to murder them and, like, someone jumped in front of the car because they weren't supposed to be crossing at the time, and you hit them and killed them. Like, it's still bad you killed them, but, like, obviously the intent matters a lot there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of different from not like paying attention or something.
Yeah, but I mean, right, but like when you're not intending to do the bad thing, and it wasn't something you had foresawn as a consequence, it's like it's obviously different from being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work on this evil human experimentation gene to create blade arm fuck people.
Not to mention, she was working on something that was meant to heal people.
Yeah, like she was misled here.
Yeah. Akane menacingly advances on REINA.
お前の研究のせいでどれだけの人たちが犠牲になったと思ってるんだよ。
Do you know how many people died because of your goddamn research? Hey, Akane.
クスハラは黙ってろよ。
Shut up, Kusahara. Stay out of this.
レイナ、お前がもっと早く気づいていれば、奴らの怪しい動きを
If you'd noticed earlier, Reina, you could have stopped them.
But she's already in the process of noticing and trying to stop them, and you're like, oh, you didn't do it fast enough.
Not to mention, like, yeah, what is this 17-year-old Moe girl gonna do against the evil Umbrella Corporation?
Yeah, and like that's the thing. It's like, oh, if you've noticed earlier, it's like, yeah, but she already knows, and she's acting this way.
Yeah,
and you blame her for not noticing earlier. It'd be like, you know, like if I don't even think of an example because it's fucking stupid. I don't even need an example.
Akane bears down on Reina. Reina stares back at Akane, her gaze unflinching. You're right. I should have noticed earlier. How could I not have thought to hack into my coworkers' computers soon enough?
Yeah, I mean, you know, because clearly people saying they want to work, a company that works on medicine wanting to work on making people heal faster is such a suspicious thing. I mean, next thing you'll tell me that Ford wants to make a car that can drive faster with less fuel.
It's too late for your apologies now. Akane's words are filled with grief. They were all killed by those bastards. My dad, too. We all blink in surprise at Akane's confession.
I bet you like those eyes Reina has right now.
Yeah, they're cute. They even...
Cute.
Super cute. Kawaii. They even... Akane looks at Emma, but then she turns away again. Anyway, I'll never forgive those bastards. Thank you for ruining monetization again, Akane.
Yeah, but you didn't hear the joke. I said kawaii, because that's the Japanese word for creepy or scary. I made a pun.
I'm not gonna forgive you either, Reina. I'm sorry, Akane. Akane stares at the ground as if trying to block out Reina's words. An oppressive atmosphere fills the space between us. You know, I've been thinking...
Which is why I haven't been commenting in this conversation yet.
I've been thinking, you know, maybe it's kind of pointless for my character to be here. I mean, I haven't done anything in, like, how many scenes?
She was just thinking, and then there was, like, a loading bar underneath her that was slowly filling up bit by bit.
I mean, like, I think there's enough Moe girls in this scene right now. Like, what is even the point of me being here?
I don't think they've asked the questions of what's the point of any of these scenes.
Haruna mumbles softly. You two both have your own reasons and your own circumstances, so I can't really say who's right and who's not.
Akane's wrong.
But I'm sure there's some kind of meaning behind you meeting here.
They met earlier.
Not helping at all.
Yeah.
Meaning, huh? I mean, at the end of the day, everyone here wants to stop this from going any further, right? Everyone who wants to put a stop to this gathered together in one place. Maybe it was just a coincidence, but I think there's a deeper meaning behind it. Well said, Haruna-chan.
I like how she's saying everyone. It's like, no, you're just the people that know about it. I mean, if you told the average person on the street, like, hey, there's this company and they're making, like, evil bio-monster zombies to kill people, and they're, like, totally, like, kidnapping people and using them in human experimentations and letting them out in the public to kill people and commit terrorist attacks, they would be like, I don't care about the fucking moralizing high-horse piece of shit.
Foo, impressed. It's strange how these two managed to turn any kind of situation cheerful by just opening their mouths. I feel like there's a sex joke to be made there.
Probably a good one.
Sorry, but I still don't see you as a comrade. I'm red, you're blue, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
However, Akane's still glaring at Reina. You're our enemy. Yay!
目指す目的が
Even though we have the same goal?
そうだ。
Even then, well, you're just being a prick then, Akane.
I can see she's a master in game theory.
Reina and Akane stare into each other bitterly. I can understand where they're both coming from, so I don't know what to say.
That Akane is being completely fucking irrational in this situation and letting her emotions get in the way of cooperating with someone with a similar objective.
Yes? Then Emma walks up and stands between Akane and Reina.
レイナ、ここでお別れです。
Reina, this is where we part ways.
We get a dialogue option to tell these two to fuck off.
エマ
Emma.
あなたは完全な悪者ではない。
You might not be a bad
で
person,
も、茜を苦しめる存在なのは。
but that doesn't change the fact that you made a No, it fucking... Why is everyone in this stupid novel stupid?
I mean, this is like, okay.
Oh, I can't take it anymore!
This is like, oh, okay, hey, my dad works at an oil refinery and, like, he died in an accident and you used the oil that oil refinery produced today to fill up your car. Therefore, you're guilty of killing my dad, you piece of shit. I don't care if we both want to work together for world peace. You're my enemy now. It's like, this is completely stupid. Emma, I'm sorry, I think you're kawaii, but fuck off. If there is a dialogue choice within this scene that allows us to tell you, fuck off, we didn't want you anyways, I would gladly pick it. But this linear visual novel is linear as fuck and it probably won't let us. We're just gonna side with Reina anyways, which is the best option.
Yeah, okay. Bye-bye, Akane. She's a total cutie, though.
Like, the fact that this episode is called Reina Did Nothing Wrong is just getting increasingly more appropriate as time
I'm just gonna say
increases.
Akane's better because she has the bigger Ahoji.
We can Ahoji transplant. Some say it's unnatural, I say it's justice.
これ以上一緒に行動するわけにはい
I
かない。
cannot work with you. Emma's voice is monotone as usual, but her feelings are clear. Reina remains silent.
ちょっと、クスハラ君。
Hey, Kusahara-kun. Haruna starts whispering in my ear.
やばいよ、この空気。
This is bad, do something.
Can I just save right now before we click again, just in case there's a choice?
Sure.
なんとか。
Huh? What do you want me to do?
今、ここでごちゃごちゃ揉めてる場合じゃないんだよね。みんな
This isn't the time for us to be fighting about this crap. Find a way to make everyone cooperate again. Haruna does have a point. Isn't that what she just tried to do a second ago?
Yeah, but you're the protagonist, so you can succeed.
I'm not sure if what I have to say will convince them, but I take a deep breath and open my mouth.
茜やエマの気持ちもわかるけど、俺はレーナを信じてみようと思う。
Akane and Emma, I understand how you feel, but I want you to try believing in Reina.
Believing in things. Damn it, that's the most powerful of shonen force, right behind friendship and determination.
Hiroki,
レーナは俺を助けてくれたんだ。空野の手がかりを探すことにも協力してくれてる。
Reina saved my life. On top of that, she helped me find clues about Serrano's memories.
ずっと一緒に行動してきた俺には、それが嘘や打算から来てる
I
と。
find it hard to believe she did all of that as part of some scheme. Akane doesn't look happy to hear that.
結局、クスハラはこいつの味方なのかよ。
So you're her ally too, Kusahara? Yeah, because I have a freaking brain!
Hashtag best girl.
味方とか敵とか。
This isn't about choosing sides.
It's for me.
ここにいる全員で協力しないと、あいつらを止めることなんてでき
If
な
we
い。
don't all work together here, we stand no chance of stopping those guys. Last I checked, though, I don't think the two magical girls really need us.
I mean, maybe we need, like, a spear to do something, like, oh, hey, there's this thing on a shelf, if only we had a spear to knock it down and pick it up. But I mean, no, I don't think it's really useful.
Akane is sulking, but Haruna is standing next to her, nodding vigorously.
ヒロキ、ありがとう。
Hiroki, thank you.
She actually has that satisfied expression because she's going to appreciate that you said this when she betrays you and shoots you in the back of the head.
Reina looks relieved as she says that. The moment I open my mouth to call it to Reina, it happens. Well, I guess we know where to end the episode right now.
And this time he did it, so you can't always blame me, guys.
The music just stopped, so something's gonna happen.
Okay. Anyways, see you next time, guys.
We're gonna end the episode right here now, because we've been going for a while.
Reina did nothing wrong, and see you next time.
Did nothing wrong. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.